Mm, Recording now.
You know what that
Welcome
means.
to the One of 32 podcast. I'm your host, Don, sitting here with the big easy KP. KP, say what's up to our lovely One of 32 Eagles fans.
Well, folks, I caught the bug. Don's gave me that bird
No, I
sickness.
did not. Your
No, he
home,
did.
your home is sick, and
The
it's not
home
my
base.
fault. Honestly, I feel like I caught another bug after my bug, bro. I just can't be stopped. It's like I
I
got
just
pushed downhill and I'm just rolling.
I just blame the Eagles lost on. I think that's what really got me sick.
Honestly, I'm sick and tired of living my life this way. This has been a nightmare. Obviously, our Philadelphia Eagles fall to the Los Angeles Chargers 19-22 with an abysmal performance yet again from our offensive football team. I don't think that's what I wanted to say, but the Eagles offense was ass. So,
Mm.
Jalen Hurts, 21 of 40, 240 passing yards, zero touchdowns, four interceptions. Obviously, he had that fumble in the great escape play, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But the turnover that hurt the most was obviously an overtime. Eagles driving, doing whatever they want to that Los Angeles, I almost called them San Diego, to that Los Angeles
Superchargers.
Chargers team throwing the interception after the tip drill. Cornerback baits Jalen Hurts. He sits right underneath, and well, not underneath, but behind Dallas Goddard, showing an open window. Tips the ball. Safety picks it off. Game is over. Eagles lose, falling three in a row now. Luckily, we have a game against the Los Angeles Raiders, right?
Las Vegas.
Los Angeles Raiders.
It's the Vegas Raiders. Same thing.
Yeah, the Vegas Raiders.
Pretty close, Dons.
Vegas Schmegas, yeah. Both L's, both L's. My bad, y'all. But I almost said it again. I almost said Los Angeles
At least
again.
you didn't say Oakland, Don. At least you didn't say
Yeah,
Oakland.
Oakland would have been better. But yeah, against the Raiders, we'll see if we can steer the ship. Chris,
Mm.
talk to me how you're feeling about this game. Tell me your stories. What the hell happened? What happened, Chris? No, let's start there. What happened, Chris?
Well, Dons, you painted a quite the picture there. Let's just start with overtime.
I only
Despite
make
all
fat
the
art. Don't forget.
despite all the what?
I said I only make fat art. Don't forget.
Oh, just despite all the turnovers, the mistakes, the inadequacies on the offense, we still had the ball
hmm
driving down the field with the chance to win the game. That's where I want to start. Despite
Okay,
the Eagles having
let's go
five
there.
turnovers, and Jalen Hurts should have had another interception that was dropped early in the first quarter, maybe end of the first quarter-ish.
Yeah.
So, and all the interceptions were not on Jalen. But big picture loss. The Eagles were still right there with a chance to win the game. First and goal on the 16-yard line. Jalen Hurts does not need to make that throw. We'll get into it in more detail, I'm sure, later. But overall, Dons, losing three in a row. This feels like 2023, but worse to me. How are you feeling?
Uh, so I don't think it feels worse because our defense is playing so well and our special teams is doing a pretty decent job. Love the Covey return. We've been
Mm-hmm.
calling for it, and he
It's
had some
about
great
time.
returns. He did fumble. He did fumble, but we didn't lose it, so I'm okay with it. And that definitely was a face mask, 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that you mentioned we still had a chance, right? At the end of the game, we still had a chance. And that's something that Jalen Hurts, I have found over his career with the Eagles, has always given this team. You know, it's very rarely we have a long stretch of play where we're completely out of a game, even with the poor performance that we saw happen on this Monday night, Jalen still had us within one score to win this game. We came back from behind. They ended up tying it, of course, which can't really blame the defense. They did what they needed to do all game long. Offense was just anemic, a
And
word
then
you
some.
love to say. And
Mm-hmm.
then some, yeah, for sure. Um, but Jalen gives us a chance to win almost every game that he's in. And I do feel like the team, as much as he let us down by with that performance, the team also let him down, which is just shit rolls downhill, right? And when it starts from the top and it projects onto the rest of the team, and I feel like it's kind of what do you call when you encapsulate everything and get the picture of what's going on? Whatever the hell that word is, it's like a microcosm of this season, right? Like good, but things don't go well for us, and we're we're not reaping the benefits of being a winning team. Right now, we're kind of struggling with the consequences of a undisciplined team. So let's roll into this subject, which is one that I think might go pretty quickly for us here, and it's a topic that I've been hearing throughout, the radio waves online and everything like that. Chris,
Hmm.
should the Philadelphia Eagles turn to Mac Daddy Tanner McKee as QB number two and make him the starting quarterback and bench Jalen for maybe a game or two? What are your
Short
thoughts on that?
answer, short answer, no. But let me expound for
Okay.
a minute, Duns. It's not a conversation that's being had in the locker room. It's not going to happen. We're going to probably discuss it for a few minutes and move on. It is interesting to read. The first time I heard about it was last night. I was watching one of my sports shows, What's Right with Nick Wright, and they're talking about an article from Philadelphia. And at first, it looked like it was one of those headlines or one of those tabloids that's not real, just looking for headlines. But it was an actual article that was written by an Eagles reporter, I believe, Philadelphia Inquirer, discussing the actual benching or taking the transition from Hurts to Tanner McGee. So it's an actual
Philly
conversation
loves to do it.
that the writers are doing here. It's not just BS that we're hearing rumors about. So no answer. It's not going to happen, Dons. I don't believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Contract or not, the guy just went to a Super Bowl. Let's give this guy a little bit of a longer leash.
The
One of my other
only Go ahead.
what? One of my other buddies hit me up today and said, the Eagles are going to draft a quarterback. Some article about the Eagles are thinking about drafting a quarterback in the draft. I
Maybe
said,
late rounds.
that's fine. To me, at least, Dons, he has a leash of at least the entire next season. He'll be our
Hmm.
quarterback this whole season, the next whole season. After that, I don't know if Jalen Hurts will be our quarterback.
Yeah, he has to bounce back and he has to deserve to be here. He has to
Yep.
merit it. And as of now, Jalen Hurts deserves the opportunity to struggle as an offensive quarterback. Been to two Super Bowls, perennial playoff team, always winning records. He traditionally takes care of the ball. He says the right things, does the right things. Why would you get this man off your team so quickly? And not to be, I guess, lighthearted about the situation because obviously we're struggling. It would be great to turn things around, but we just won a Super Bowl last year and we're 8-5. Look at the Chiefs, dude. Most teams are trash the year after, and we're still competing. And we, as bad as we've looked, things can flip so fast, and we can get so much better than what we were before. And all we need to do is AJ Brown catches two balls, right? Jalen checks it down to Dallas Goddard when he was wide open on first down in the red zone. Jalen doesn't get greedy for the touchdown. He wanted to win that game for his team instead of making the right football play, and it cost him. So if we do a couple of things better, like just not getting false starts and pre-snap penalties, like stupid things like that, and we have a completely different football team. So this can turn around. Jalen deserves the opportunity to go out there and struggle and figure it out. I don't think putting in Tanner McKee is going to solve too many things organizationally. Now, will the offense potentially look better because Tanner throws more on a rhythmic pattern and more on time because he's not a scrambling quarterback? Sure, the chances there. Everybody understands, I think, at this point that when the book's not out on you yet, because Tanner has had such little time on the field, people don't necessarily know how to take advantage of what your game lacks. And so you have immediate success. So, like, what do you even get out of like benching Jalen for this season? It just creates controversy, interesting conversation. The only way I want to see Tanner McKee in this game is if Jalen goes down with an injury. And I don't want to see that, maybe. But I don't want to
No,
see
we
that.
don't want to see that.
We don't want to see that, dude. So, no, I wouldn't bench Jalen. So, let's let's talk about the last play of the game. We're driving down the field. We hold the Chargers to a field goal. Defense kind of does their job. I don't have beef with the way that the overtime started. Did you have an issue with them deferring the ball first?
No,
Me
I
neither.
prefer to have the ball second. Reason being, the team who gets the ball second gets four downs.
Mm-hmm.
You have to you have to go for it, which to
Yeah.
me is a huge advantage, John. That's the number one thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
Four downs, and we maybe would have utilized that if Jalen didn't throw the pick, but that's the big huge advantage for me is you get four downs You know where you stand as
We were
opposed
gonna
to
score. We were gonna
yes.
score. If Jalen doesn't throw that pick, we score. There's no way they were stopping us. Hell, if they got that ball to Dallas Goddard on the check down, maybe he scores. He's a beast, dude, and he was playing
Yep.
great all game long, which we'll get into that in a little bit too. But how'd you feel about the offensive drive, kind of seeing the Eagles come to life a little bit, and then obviously devastating, crushing blow at the end? How'd you feel about that?
Just like how I started the pod, Don, so despite all the turnovers from Jalen, all the terrible throws, we still had a chance to win the game. We drive down the field methodically, not one big play, not a chunk play, but play after play. Jalen making good decisions, running the ball when
Converting
we need
third
to,
downs.
converting third downs, and we get to the biggest and most important part of the field, which is the red zone. And sometimes, Dons, I mean, you're a football player, you know, maybe when you're a quarterback and you've had a couple turnovers, you're pressing even more. Got to make up for that turnover, got to make up for that mistake I made. And he tried to pinpoint a throw. He maybe didn't have enough on it, got tipped, and the rest is history. So we had Goddard open for 8. That's the big thing I keep hearing about. Give me your thoughts on the
Yeah.
last play.
Yeah, we had Dallas Goddard wide open. You threw three interceptions at that point. There was no reason why you should have pressed on first down to win the game on first down. Um,
First down.
even if you make that throw, there's still a chance that Dotson doesn't even get in the end zone. It's that much closer. So I saw what Jalen saw. I saw it. I think the cornerback, I think nobody's giving the cornerback enough credit for how sneaky he played that sitting in that coverage, knowing and chancing and being right. He gambled. He gambled saying, Jalen's going to see this open. I'm going to pop it up and I'm going to be the hero. And that's exactly what happened. So while I hate that he made the throw and the Dallas Goddard's the right thing to do, like just like you saw, because he saw him open. He also saw Dallas open. Then he saw Dotson open in the back. I think, at least my perspective, how
Mm-hmm.
I paint it, he pressed it and he didn't even throw the ball to the sideline. That's a ball where like it's either your receiver catches it or nobody catches it. You should have pinpointed that to the sideline. Again, another front shoulder throw. Didn't like that. Just
Dangerous.
a summation as to we just flat out didn't deserve to win that game. I mean, the Chargers didn't do anything special. They just didn't mess up. And as for as good as the defense plays, and for as good as how what's his name? Jalen Phillips. What's his first name?
Jaden Phillips? Jalen
Our DN. Jalen, right?
Phillips. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips. Um he screwed us this game. He screwed us big time, and maybe it was the game plan. Maybe coaches said you crash no matter what, but you got to know who you're playing. Justin Herbert is like the second most mobile quarterback in the league right now when it comes to statistically like rushing yards. Why are you not keeping the edge? It was when he got burned 3 times on that read option. What are you doing? In overtime, he again bit on the inside crash on third down. And what Herbert do? He just pulled it and ran it for like 26, 30 yards. It's just undisciplined football going all around. We didn't deserve to win that game. The Chargers, like I said, are a bad team. They're not a good team. Nothing that they did on the field really stopped us from winning. I think we more stopped ourselves from winning again, which is why I have hope that this team can turn it around because you make one or two more plays and it's a win. You know, people start catching balls and it's a win. So, as discouraged as I am, I still think there is hope. I just don't understand why we're not doing things differently to remedy some of the issues that we have right now. And let me talk to you about the or ask you about the offense. Nick Siriani. I did answer your question, right? Yeah,
I think so, yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
So Nick Sirianni reports saying that he was more involved in the offense this week.
In the
Did the
meetings.
did the offense look different to you? Let's just
Oh
start there.
yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Not let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being minimal change, 10 being a huge change, I'd say 5, 6, somewhere in the middle, Dons. Like I
Okay.
saw some new things. I saw more empty,
Mm-hmm.
more I kept saying to myself, "Wow, another empty play. That's weird." Now maybe it's to get defined reads for the defense. I saw some motion, I saw some runs and some concepts that the Eagles haven't been running all season, apparently.
Hmm.
I watched a short video today on just the fact that the Eagles ran more modern concepts, things that teams in the NFL have been running all year, but the Eagles, for some reason, haven't been. This
Hmm.
week, we saw more of that. So,
Yeah.
is it a coincidence that Sirianni is in all the meetings this week and Jalen Hurts has one of his worst games in the probably no his worst game in yeah his worst
Probably.
game, and the
Yeah.
last time an Eagles player had four interceptions was Donovan McNabb in his rookie season, I believe. So just it's been a long time since an Eagles quarterback has played that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw some different things, but I also saw the same kind of it just looks like they took shit soup and stirred it up and just different things floated to the top than what was normally there. I still see a team that is desperately avoiding the middle of the field for God knows what reason, which is very strange because every time we go to Dallas Goddard inside, we have very positive plays, which tends to open up the running game and we get more positive yards rushing because now the linebackers are more pressed to cover or the safeties more pressed to cover the tight end, maybe throw in some double coverage there. So don't understand why we're not throwing the ball to the middle of the field to kind of free up more receivers. I still saw a lot of routes of receivers running stacked on top of each other, which I think is crazy that we're still making those same type of mistakes. I did enjoy a couple more crossing routes that we did run, which I thought was a added benefit to the offense here. But all in all, I mean, I'm so sick and tired of running trips right with a single receiver to the opposite side, and then that single receiver being Devontae Smith all the time. I'm so sick and tired. If I can see it, why can't an NFL coach see it? I'm so sick and tired of them throwing screen passes to Devontae Smith like he's gonna run for 20 yards. You have to break one tackle. Smitty's not shifty when it comes to breaking tackles and making people miss. He's shifty in running routes. You have a guy in Jahan Dotson who excels at running fast and being explosive and has a little bit more meat on his bones that can run those screenplays well, yet we're not calling it for him. We're calling it for Smitty. It's almost like they want to prove bro, guys, I get it. Devontae Smith's a tough wide receiver. He's small, he's slender, but he's tough and he's strong for his size and he's strong-willed and he will do anything because he believes in himself. It's your job as a coach to sometimes protect your players from themselves. And that's one of those situations where I think Nick Sirianni, the Philadelphia Eagles, are actually hurting the player because they're like, we'll show you he can do these things. That's great, but there's other people who can do this on the team better than Smitty. And let's not even like now we're going down the rabbit hole because AJ Brown is another guy who's been calling for the ball, calling for the ball. Sometimes you're gonna have drops. I get it, but still, again, doesn't really look like you're trying that hard in gameplay. It doesn't look like you're giving the extra effort that you were giving last year when your brothers or players, right? Let's take the whole family thing aspect of it because it's still a business at the end of the day. All right, your teammates need you to help them and you're consistently showing like 70, 60, 70% effort when the ball's being ran behind you. How many times did you see us have the opportunity to gain 6, 8 yards and we end up getting 3 to 4 because Brown just half-asses a block? It makes no sense, dude. You're way stronger than almost every cornerback that's gonna like line up ahead of you, Chris. What did you see from AJ this game? Or
Of
any
course,
reactions to what I said?
yes, no, I'll talk AJ for a minute, but I want to talk about the offense and the game plan and the coaching just
Mm-hmm.
overall. Let me attack the AJ question. Of course, the two big drops are huge, Don's come at a bad time too.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he's talking or not, he's the best weapon we have. He needs to come down with those
Mm-hmm.
plays. He alligator armed one. Got to be here, catch the ball. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL. To me, that's a ball Smitty would catch 9 out of 10 times. AJ has to
Mm-hmm.
catch that one. The other one he dropped in the end zone, no excuses. The DB did get his hand on his arm, understandable. AJ is strong as an ox, man. You got to come down with that ball.
That's what
So,
I'm saying. Yeah. AJ
yeah,
last year comes down with that ball.
no doubt. Now, AJ aside, here's my thing, Don. So I want to kind of have an idea and then throw it to you. Tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
Coming into the game, the Chargers were one of the best teams against passing defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this should have been a running game plan or more of a running game.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts was over 40 pass attempts. We love to discuss the number of pass attempts and is it going to lead to an Eagles
Never
win or
goes
not?
well. Never
And
goes well.
here we go again. 40
Mm-hmm.
pass attempts with a big L. Now, Saquon, great game efficiency
Yeah,
wise,
that's a good
probably
point.
his
I didn't
best
think of
game of
that.
this Best game of the season, Dons.
Hmm.
Why is Jalen Hurts throwing the ball 40 times against a team that we know coaching personnel
Yeah.
is one of the best against the pass? Also, Dons, let me throw some on top of that. Were we getting blown out in this game 17-0 where we have to throw the ball? No, we were in the
No.
game the entire time. No need to get away
One
from
two
the
score
run.
game the whole time.
Were there not times during the game where you said, I know I did, like, wait a minute, is this the run game from last year? Oh my God, this might be it. We
That's
found
the
it for a
thing that
couple
I like.
plays,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
That's the
So, like,
yeah.
what's going on, Dons? What's up with this game plan?
That's what I mean. I just think it's inexperienced coaching. It's a head coach and an offensive coordinator that doesn't have the patience that it is required to be a successful offensive coordinator yet, because I think they see something and react to it instead of kind of sticking to what the formula is, right? They stick to the formula, then they're like, ooh, I could put a little bit of cayenne pepper in this thing. It's like, no, motherfucker,
Flavor.
you're making pumpkin pie. You don't need cayenne pepper in your pumpkin
Uh,
pie. Like, what are we doing? And oh man, I lost my train of thought. But
talking about
yeah,
the offense.
yeah,
Why are we throwing the
yeah.
ball so much
I
against
just
a team
started
that
thinking
has great
about
pass
pie. I
defense?
just started thinking about pie.
What kind
Yeah.
of pie?
So Saquon did have a great game, kind of. He was getting hit behind the line of scrimmage a lot, and at the line of scrimmage, he did get an inflated sense of success when we faked the tush push, and then he burst out for a long run, longest run of the season, probably for a touchdown on that quick pitch. That was more of a gimmick play that worked more than the offensive line and the offense doing good running game shit, right? That's more of
Tw
just like you fooled the Chargers big time that play.
20 carries, 122 yards, and a touchdown, and the long of 52, what you just
Hmm.
mentioned.
Yeah.
So,
So that's a lot of yards placed on one ball. But I will say when Jalen truly started struggling and the team like identified like, yo, this dude needs help. What did we do? We got behind the offensive line and we hammered the shit out of the ball and we ran all the way down to put up. I think that was a field goal that ended in a field goal, right? To put up some points to tie the game or go up 16-13. I think that's what that was, right?
you took
Something
the
like that.
lead.
Whatever. Either way, our offense drove down the field on Saquon's back. Why did we go away from that? It just didn't make any sense. The Chargers have the number two defense, I think, overall in the league right now. You have backup offensive linemen playing the game. Like you want to run the ball, let them get aggressive, and just stop running towards your problem areas. That's the other thing that I hate seeing is we keep running towards our problem areas. Like stop running the ball behind Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. Stop making them pull and trap and do all this fancy shit when your dive isn't working. How many times did we have wide open lanes, but for some reason Landon couldn't seal off or Cam Jurgens couldn't seal off the guy that was over? There was one place particularly where we ran like a halfback counter like up the middle, and you had Landon Dickerson cut across right behind Cam Jurgens' ass, and Cam Jurgens was supposed to fight across the face of the defensive tackle, and Cam just missed, and the D tackle tackled Saquon for like a 2 yard loss. I can't tell you how many times I've been seeing that this year. How many times are you gonna let freaking Tyler Steen one on one with a ginormous defensive lineman when he's a little bit smaller, dude? Run a tandem block. Run a tandem block with Tyler Steen, dude. Help your offensive line out. Shrink the game. You don't have to block all 11. If you block five, you'll have a successful run game. Sure, if somebody crashes at the DN position and makes the play inside, well, do it again and do what the Chargers did to you and pull the ball with Jalen Hurts and run for 16 yards. It's just there's answers to these problems that I don't think our offensive staff is identifying, and I don't for the life of me know why. I don't get it. The play calling is just mind-boggling. It's like we do things that work, and because they work, we go away from them. I know you're not supposed to run the same play over and over and over again, but what does Bill Belichick say? Like, remember when Brady used to have early in his career, like, if we're getting 8 yards on a dive, then we're gonna call a dive 8 plays in a row until we score a
That's right.
touchdown or whatever the hell it is. Like,
Yep.
what are we doing, dude? Do what works. Why won't we do that?
Well, let's talk about the run game, Dons. The one
Mm-hmm.
guy that's not running the ball a lot is Jalen Hurts.
No.
Rumor has it, or speculation, things I'm hearing, he doesn't want to run. There are certain plays he doesn't want to do. Do you believe things like that? That the quarterback now, my side to that is like, well, of course,
Mm.
every quarterback has plays they like and plays they don't like, and there's things they don't want to do. But do you think that's believable from Jalen Hurts?
Yeah,
Doesn't want to run
do you think
or like
Jalen is the type of guy to be that type of defiance?
eventually somebody asked him about it, and he eventually made some sort of reference of like, I'll do whatever it takes to win. So, but that didn't show in this game, Dons. Four
It kind
carries
of
for 8 yards.
it kind of
Tank Bigsby, one carry. What's
came
going on?
it kind of came alive though. Jalen, that's another thing that I'm glad you brought up. Like Jalen doesn't look the same running the ball. He looks so much
Slow,
slower, so
slow.
lethargic. But something happened in the end of the fourth quarter and in overtime where like Jalen looked like Jalen again. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, is Jalen Hurts playing injured? Do you think he's banged up? Because it kind of like you don't run that slow and throw the ball that inaccurately unless you're A, bad, or B, hurt, right? So what is it? Because you see this guy turn like completely around where a couple games this year he had great accuracy, great throws, just weren't necessarily connecting on him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Jalen Hurts would ever be like, Coach, I'm not running that play, screw you, consistently, and it not be addressed by the rest of the team.
Hmm.
No?
No, I agree with you. I just think it's somewhere in the middle. I'm sure he's not being like that and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to run the play," but I'm sure there are certain plays that he likes and things that he doesn't like, and maybe it's one of those things where supposedly Mahomes doesn't run a lot until we get to the playoffs, and then you start to see him flip that switch.
I see
He's
him
had to
run all the
use it a
time.
lot
He's
earlier.
scrambling.
Well, this year he's had to use it a lot earlier, which shows you they're in trouble, i.e., probably not going to make the playoffs
Yeah,
this
because
year.
their team is bad. They don't have a number one wide receiver. They're insane for thinking the
Rasheed Rice?
receivers. He's not a number one receiver. If he was a number one receiver, they would not be 6-7 right now, or whatever the hell it is that they are. Trash, trash, trash.
Well, at
They're
least
not
we're not the only
trash,
ones
but
struggling, right? At
they
least the
have
Chiefs are struggling too.
they have two really good number two wide receivers on the Chiefs. They really do, in my opinion. Not one that does anything spectacularly like all throughout, but we hit the 10-minute marker. Just want to let you know.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, I think Jalen has the opportunity to play better. I think he will be better. Our defense played well. Vic Fangio, no complaints. Special teams, other than Jake Elliott being inconsistent, like make your kicks. You make your kicks, and we win that game. We don't have to go into overtime. So that's something that's been repetitively frustrated. I do believe that it's been a sample size long enough. Like Jake Elliott deserves some competition in the building next year. But we'll leave that for another day. And Adoree Jackson comes up with his first interception as an Eagle. I feel like credit where credit is due, right?
Played pretty well.
Phillips ended up knocking the trajectory of that ball off. Adoree Jackson's playing pretty well. Um, I don't have too many complaints about the refereeing this game. I thought it was pretty fair for the most part. I think there were bad calls on both sides. I do still feel like it kind of more bad calls towards the Eagles, which is just what we're gonna have to deal with this season, I guess. But
The Milata hold was big for me.
yeah, that was. I mean, he fell, and he wasn't even
Hmm.
holding. But that was just refs not doing their job and spectating the game instead of watching, which is crazy that happens at this level. Just goes to show you, just because you're there doesn't mean you're the best of the best. Um,
Couple
but
bright spots for the
anyway,
defense, though, Dons,
hmm
before we move to the Raiders, because we got 10 minutes left right around. That's what you meant, right?
yeah, probably like five now. Go ahead.
Okay, so two bright spots on the defense. Number one, 7 sacks for the pressure and the defensive
And
line.
we
Jalen
still
Hunt,
lost.
2.5 sacks for Hunt. He made some plays. The other
Hmm.
thing, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, they are locked down, Don. Sticky, sticky, sticky on Lad McConkey. I saw Cooper DeJean a couple plays literally stick to him like glue, Dons.
Yeah,
Stick to him
Lad
like
was
glue
probably pissed.
and very casually put his arm up, hit the ball away, and do his famous celebration.
Hmm.
His famous celebration, which I love now. And then Quinion, I mean, very quiet, very unassuming, Dons. When
Yeah.
he makes plays, he doesn't celebrate, he doesn't get in the guy's face. But another game, I think he had 3 targets, no
Quinyon
catches.
gets kind of lucky sometimes, though.
He hasn't given up a touchdown all season,
I
Dons. That's
know,
me
I
knocking on
know.
wood, but
That
we're in
pass
week
interference call
15.
hurt though.
Yes, we're in week 15. The guy hasn't given up a
Mhm.
touchdown yet. He's supposed to be our number one corner. He is our number one corner.
Yeah, he definitely
So,
is. And shout out Mike Epps,
mm-hmm,
return of Mike Epps. I think he
mm-hmm.
played great, way better than Sidney Brown. I
Flashed.
actually
He
think
flashed.
a lot better than Andrew Makuba as well. I there was a
Yeah.
lot more consistent play there. I'm glad he's back on this team. So let's is there anything else I want to talk about? I'm sure there was, but who cares? Wait, we can't move on without saying this outside of the Eagles stuff, bro. Philip Rivers being the freaking
Oh man.
Indianapolis Colts quarterback. Do you think this is going to be a good experiment for them?
I'm still not convinced he's going to start for them. They're playing against the Seattle Seahawks, Dons. Maybe the best defense in the NFL.
Philip Rivers.
Them and the Houston Texans, who the Colts then have to play in 3 weeks or in 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So I heard some people joking today, if they're going to let Philip Rivers go out there against those two elite defenses, there should be a minimum age to watch this game of 18 years old because this could be ugly and bloodbath on
No
the field.
way,
If Philip
bro.
Rivers is out there against these two elite
Philip
defenses, the
Rivers.
guy's a grandfather, Dons. He's a
Good.
grandfather.
Grandpappy got some game.
This is also going to give
Do you?
every single 30 and 40-year-old who ever played football or threw a football in their backyard hope like, hey, look, Philip
Yeah.
Rivers can come back at 40. I can
Yeah,
do it.
right, dude. Philip Rivers is Philip Rivers, dude. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. He just doesn't
We'll
have a
see.
Super Bowl. I just picture Tom Brady staring at his helmet, like just looking at it like it's the freaking Lord, like
Hmm.
he's Frodo with the ring. Be like, why shouldn't I just put it on? That's what
You
Brady's
know he
thinking.
wants to, Dons. You
Yeah,
know
you
he
know
wants
he
to.
does. You know
Gave up
he
his
does.
family for it and everything.
He's like, let me go to the Raiders. He didn't give up his family, dude. It's not his fault that BJJ instructors are sexy.
Well, you're right. We won't get into that, but
Anyways, yeah, that's mean. Sorry, Tom Brady. Anyway, um, coming from me, um, we're playing the
next
Raiders.
up, Oakland Raiders. Oh, wait,
Return
Las Vegas
of
Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders. Kenny Pickett is scheduled to be a starting quarterback versus his former team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Chris, do you think this is a bounce back game? Do we beat up on a team who's very beat upable, or will our issues continue to shine here and will the Eagles struggle against the Raiders?
The Raiders have 2 wins on the season, one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eagles will now be playing a backup quarterback in Kenny Pickett. So, Dons, if there was ever a time to be confident in the Birds, it's this week, let me
It would
tell
be
you.
this week.
And Vegas agrees with us, Dons. 11.5 point spread to 12.5. I'm seeing right now on Wednesday evening. Let's just say
I'm
it one
taking the
more
Raiders
time
over. I'm
for the
taking the
people
Raiders
in the
over.
back. The Eagles are favored by 11.5 points.
They don't
I'm very
deserve it.
surprised, Dons. It's
I
not
think
six and a half.
if I was a
It's not
betting man,
seven and
I'm
a
picking the
half.
Raiders. I think plus
Man,
11. Bro, we're bad. We're bad offensively. I
yeah,
know the
but
Raiders are terrible, but you never know.
I don't know, Dons. I guess we only have a little bit of time, so I'll give you my prediction, Dons. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the Eagles in this one. I expect a big bounce back game, 27-13 Eagles.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dons? Give me
That's
a
so
prediction.
funny because I had Eagles 27, Raiders 10. So I think we're kind of aligned. Um if we if
Lose?
we lose this game, forget throwing out the baby and the bathwater. I'm remodeling the whole bathroom. We're throwing everything away, dude.
No,
Season's
Dons.
over
We're
and
still in the
we're done
playoffs.
and we're not it, bro. If we can't beat the
I know.
Raiders,
We
the
couldn't beat the
Raiders.
Bears, couldn't beat the Giants, couldn't beat
Yeah,
the
good teams
Cowboys.
though. We beat the Giants once, dude. Shut up. And Cowboys aren't as lousy as their record shows, but just up and down team. Listen, until they give me a reason for hope on offense, there's no hope for this season. So, uh, plus side is all Jalen has to do is play a little bit better, and we're winning games again. So the solution is right in front of us. It's not rocket science. Let's just take what we got. Let's believe. Let's believe. And
Believe.
hopefully, as fans, we can kind of experience what a win is like. Because I know I hate going
I
to
miss
work
that
with
feeling.
losses. Yeah, I'm tired of all the losses. Again,
It's been a month.
the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year, so we're playing with house money this season. I know people don't want to hear that, but I can't hate on a team that just brought me a championship just yet, man. I still
Let's not
believe.
forget,
So
Dons.
never
So quick
forget,
to
dude.
forget. Yep.
Yeah. So Thank you for listening to the 132 podcast. I'm Don signing out. KP, say goodbye. Please give us a like and follow on TikTok. Please comment nice things instead of mean things. But you
Yeah,
do
be
what you want to do.
nice.
You live
Be
your
nice,
life
people.
the way you do it. But how would your mother feel if she read that comment?
Be
Probably
nice.
agree. Anyways, um, yeah, this is
Treat people the
Don's
way you want to be treated.
with another L signing off. He's KP. I'm Don's. Goodbye.
Go Birds.
Go birds.